Hey yo, how you guys doing? Do me a favor before we get started on this whole thing, right? Subscribe, like, or hate, and share this video. Um, we're trying to get our numbers up. Thank you very much, and enjoy this broadcast.
And again, Kevin never made a mockery of Dr. Watkins. Let's go on record saying that I don't even think Kevin even mentioned Dr. Boyce Watkins not once. I don't. In all the footage that I saw, I haven't seen Kevin say anything. It was really O'Shea and Mamiya. Mamiya, you were a little bit more obnoxious in your comments, and O'Shea, you were starting to get a little worked up yourself. You were that fellow that I saw. And again, once again, gentlemen, I respect how you feel because I feel how you feel. But again, gentlemen, we can't get into the habit of bashing the brothers that's going to do the heavy lifting, because believe it or not, gentlemen, guys like Dr. Boyce Watkins, they the guys that do the heavy lifting in the black community. They the guys that assume the roles that guys like us don't want to assume. And instead of taking cheap shots at them, you can't. They should be commended. Duke, I believe you might even said that you were raised by a stepfather. So you gotta show that man some respect, dude. And Dr. Watkins, he's an advocate for the stepfathers. So with that said, gentlemen, as I weigh in on this matter, I just say at the end of the day, we have to respect one another's right to do what we do. And there's one thing that I will like to add to this discussion. Kevin, often enough, and again, Kevin, I have a high degree of respect for you, sir. I will say this, Kevin, often enough, I hear you say, what value does a woman and her kids bring to a high value man's life? And Kevin, one of the things I'm going to have to say to you, sir, how about love? Kevin, how about a woman with well-behaved children who may not be a baby's mama, or even she may be a baby's mama, but a woman with well-behaved children? How about the value that she brings to the life of not just a high-valued man, Kevin, but a man, period? What she and her children bring to the relationship is love. Now, Kevin, you, Duke, and Mamiya, I'm sure you'll say, well, a chick with no kids, and you can have your own kids with a chick that had no kids, she'll bring love to the relationship because you and her produce children together. And I'll say absolutely right, guys. I'll say you're absolutely right. However, love is love, sir. And for example, you take myself. I'm personalizing this. I'm personalizing this because it applies to me. I've been the kind of guy, I left my home in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, North Philly, at the age of 18 to join the U.S. Marines and the other branches of the military that I later served at. And I lived the kind of life of adventure, seeking fortune and fame in the arms of a beautiful woman wherever I went. That was the kind of lifestyle that I lived. And I only had one son. biologically, because I wasn't the type of guy who was irresponsible. I didn't want to be planting seeds all over the place. But what happens as you get older, gentlemen, all that shit don't mean nothing. The money, what you did, who you did it with, what sorority or fraternity you belong to, how much money, none of that means nothing. At the end of the day, it's all about family, guys. It's all about family. It's all about being loved. It's all about not dying by yourself. Because none of that stuff means anything, guys. That stuff that you guys seem to place, because I realize, Kevin, that you guys place a lot of a stock on material items. And there's nothing wrong with material. I totally agree with you. You can never have too much money. It's better to have more of it than less. It's better that you have it than some scumbag preacher or drug dealer have it. Money rates right up there with air. Can never have enough of it. But when you get older, like me, sure you guys see all this gray in my beard. Man, listen. You get to a point where you trade that shit off for love. You know, you don't want to be sitting in a house or sitting at some restaurant by yourself on Thanksgiving. It's love. You don't want to sit in a hospital room by yourself. You don't want the judge, not the judge, guys. You don't want the nurse or the doctor to say to you, Mr. Samuels, Mr. O'Shea, Mr. Ali, who's coming to pick you up after your colonoscopy? Or you laying up in a hospital from a car accident or something, and the nurse walk up to you guys, Mr. Samuels, Mr. O'Shea, Mr. Ali, no visitors today? That's what those kids, that's the value, gentlemen, that those kids bring to a high value man, or any man. So with that said, Kevin, Mr. and Mrs. Watkins, Mr. O'Shea, Mr. Ali, I'm done with it. Bam.
Easy being a parent. It is not easy being a parent. Hey, so I got 3 sons, right? I got 3 sons. So they all come over to the house for, on my birthday. So my oldest son says to me, he says, Pop, he said, man, I'm a little short, so I didn't buy you a birthday present. So don't worry about it. My middle son, same bullshit. Well, listen, man, my car broke down, Dad, and I couldn't get you a birthday present. My youngest son hit me with the same shit. Well, listen, Pop, man, my check don't come through till next week, and I got you, but I don't got nothing for you today. I said, well, you know what, guys? I said, don't worry about it, man. I said, I got a confession to make, man. I said, I never married y'all mine, man, years ago, because I didn't have enough money for the marriage license. So my oldest son said, what? My middle son said, my God! My youngest son said, Dad, do you know what that makes us? I said, yeah, and some cheap ones too.